Hi, I'm Gav, and this is I Want to Know How to Feel Good. In this video, we'll be learning the third and final step of blending with your feelings. Learning this final step is the key to putting all of the power in your hands, where it rightfully belongs, when it comes to dealing with your emotional pain. Later in the video, we'll be looking at timing your out-breath to coincide with the end of the instruction command, as this will allow you to squeeze the most positivity out of your blending experiences. So make sure you stick around for that. But before we get there, let's recap on what we've learned so far. There are 3 steps to blending with your feelings, 2 of which we've already covered. In the first video of blending with your feelings, we learnt the first instruction command, showing you how to blend with your feelings of raw emotional pain. This is to be used whenever a painful emotion is so strong that you can't seem to figure out how you are feeling. You may wake up some days just feeling emotional tension and pain all around you and within you, and try as you might, you can't seem to understand or work out how you are feeling. If you experience this from time to time, this is where you should use the first instruction command to blend with the feelings of raw emotional pain, until you begin to receive negative thoughts to blend with. In the second video, we learnt the second version of the instruction command. This version is designed to blend with the feelings that make you think negative thoughts. This second version of the instruction command will be used more than the first version, as it's the negative thoughts that we're more aware of, and those negative thoughts just seem to keep on coming to mind. But it's important to keep in mind that if you ever find yourself feeling stuck, not knowing how you are feeling, then the first version of the instruction command will always be in your tool belt, and it'll always be here on YouTube, should you need to revisit the method. We are now going to learn the third and final step of blending with your feelings, which is vital to learn, as it will tell you what to do whenever you become stuck and you can't think of a negative thought to blend with. To understand what to do when you become stuck, let's recap on your experience of the last video. While you watched the last video, as I said the instruction command and you followed along in your mind, I kept asking you to think of negative thoughts to blend with. During the first couple of times I asked you to do this, did you find it easy enough to think of a negative thought? But as I kept asking you to think of negative thoughts to blend with, did you struggle to think of a negative thought to blend with? If you did struggle to think of a negative thought to blend with, did you think to blend with the feelings that made you feel that you can't think of another negative thought to blend with? If you didn't blend with those feelings that made you think that, I ask, why didn't you blend with those feelings that gave you that particular thought? Why didn't you see that the thought that told you that you can't think of another negative thought to blend with was actually the next negative thought to blend with? Let me let you in on a secret. When I was working through this system, it took me over 2 weeks to see that not all negative thoughts are the same. I was constantly looking out for thoughts that hurt me so I could blend with them. But what took me a long time to realise was that some negative thoughts came to me in a much more subtle way than thoughts that told me things like I was hopeless or I was scared to answer the door if the doorbell rang. It took me a while to figure out that negative thoughts aren't just thoughts that hurt me, but negative thoughts are also thoughts that stop and discourage me from reaching my goals. This is the final step to learn until you master the blending method, which is, once you've used the instruction command to blend with a particular feeling, whilst you're watching that feeling blend into your body, it's essential that you become the observer of your thoughts and blend with any, and I mean any, negative thought that comes to mind, which will also include thoughts like, I can't think of a negative thought. Becoming the observer. As the observer, your role is like that of the conductor of an orchestra. The conductor oversees each player and uses their well-trained ear to guide each player of the orchestra. Once you've learned the instruction command off by heart, Watching for the feelings of pain blend into your body comes secondary to focusing your full attention on any thoughts come to mind for you to blend with next. As being ready to receive another negative thought to blend with is exactly what an expert observer does. Even if nothing comes to mind, I ask, how would you know that nothing has come to mind? You would only know this by receiving a subtle thought telling you that nothing has come to mind. The expert observer would then know that this is the thought that they was waiting for. They would then blend with the feelings that makes them feel that nothing is coming to mind, and then look out for the next thought to blend with, no matter what it is. Thoughts as images, not as words. It's also true that thoughts don't always come to mind as words in your head, as some thoughts come to mind as images. Sometimes, for example, a thought may come to mind showing you an image of a locked door that you somehow know you can't get through. Another example would be, an image may come to mind as a thick slab of concrete that you know can't be penetrated. If you come across the thoughts that show themselves as images, you will blend with the feelings that make you feel that there's no way that you can get through this locked door. And as those feelings blend into your body, hone your attention to look out for a thought to blend with next, which could be about the door or about a different topic. If the image that came to mind was a slab of concrete, you would know to blend with the feelings that make you feel that you can never get through this concrete. And as those feelings blend into your body, be vigilant for another thought to blend with next, which could either be about the concrete or about a different subject. Being a great observer of the feelings blending into you is a good thing to practice. But if you want to become an expert observer, if you want to become the conductor of your own internal orchestra, then you will have to train your awareness to the next thought that comes to mind, as you're experiencing feelings blend with your body. Then when a thought comes to mind, blend with the thought that you picked up on, no matter what it is. Try this yourself during the next blending session, and keep in mind that there may have been many times when your painful feelings are so strong that you can't even look at them. But now you've found a way to actually wait for one to come to mind, to expect one to come to mind, and to even dare another bloody negative thought to come to mind, so you can deal with them all by blending with them. Which to me sounds like a pretty powerful mindset to have. Using your breathing to get the best out of blending with your feelings. As I said in a previous video, blending with your feelings when you're in bed at night will make it easier for you to focus on the feelings blending in your body and for the next thought that comes to mind. When I was working through this system, I would often go to bed in the afternoon. I'd put in some earplugs to block out the noise, wrap a t-shirt around my head to block out the light, and have a blending session in the dark and quiet setting that I'd created. If you have the opportunity to try this yourself, I highly recommend it that you give it a go. Also, you may have already noticed, if you finish the instruction command while you are breathing out, you will feel the feelings blend into you in a much stronger way. You only need to have a few practices yourself, and you'll soon see that as you are breathing out, whilst you are finishing saying the instruction command, that it's on your out breaths that makes you really feel those feelings blend deep into you. The kind of work that we're doing here can be very subtle work, meaning the more that we can block out our other senses by putting in earplugs or covering our eyes during the day, the easier it will be for us to have a really strong blending session. Though I recommend that you buy some foam earplugs from Amazon or eBay. One of our aims here is to show our emotions that we're here to listen to them. You will see for yourself that your emotions will calm down a little, as by blocking out our other senses, you'll be showing your emotions that they don't need to shout so much just to get your attention. Here at I Want to Know How to Feel Good, we speak in truths. It's true that there never has and there never will be a person quite like you. You are unique and you are uniquely important. You're a shining beacon, showing what it's like to be brought up in the unique way that you was, and to live through the impossible times that life put you through and to still come out the other end. If you can successfully turn your emotional pain into good feelings by blending with your feelings of pain, then I hope that one day you get to know and get to experience just how powerful you are. As when you start to feel this for yourself, you'll be getting in touch with a new part of you, which is your true self. I know that you've felt your true self from time to time in the past. It's the part of you that tells you that everything will be okay. The part of you that tells you that even though you may be having a tough time, things will get better. But more important than this, your true self is the part of you that tells you that even though you may be having the worst time in life, and that you may be in the worst place that you've ever been, this part of you knows that you can take even more pain, and even more heartache, and even more pressure, as this part of you knows your true power. Your true self is the part of you that knows that absolutely nothing will ever stop you from reaching your goals, as this part of you makes you feel that you truly are unstoppable, and that, compared to you, there are no other colours in this world that shine as brightly as yours. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe and share this video. I'll end by saying that becoming a great observer is not only the key to make this method work for you, but putting as much attention on the negative thought that comes to mind, even the most subtle ones, puts you back in control of your emotions. If what I've said makes you feel a little bit more hopeful and a little bit better, why not try blending with those feelings that make you feel that? As believe me, we both know that you deserve a break from your emotional pain. By now, you know how to blend with your feelings, meaning that there's no need for me to walk you through the instruction command on screen, as I know that I can leave it in your capable hands. With that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.